activity before you get out of bed. Let's go ahead and get started.
We're going to go ahead and start with you lying on your back. We're going to bring that right knee up towards your chest, using your arms to keep that leg up. You're going to go ahead and kick that knee out straight and point the toes up and down. This is actually a nerve glide that's going to help you to loosen up everything from my big or small toe all the way up toward my head. If I wanted to stretch my spinal cord even further, I can just lift my head off of the pillow. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a single leg bridge. I'm keeping the other leg down, straight down, almost glued to the floor, while I contract my right glute and push my right knee out toward the right. So really getting my hip extensors, abductors, and external rotators. Here I'm just going to go ahead and push all the way over to the side, hips and chest facing forward, and now I'm going to rotate my chest to where my breastbone is rotated up toward the ceiling. I'm going to do that a few times. This is going to help me to loosen up my spine here. So I'm mainly working the thoracic spine in this position, which can help me with my neck or low back stiffness, soreness, or really pain. I love this stretch here. This is a lazy stretch. So I'm pulling my bottom knee behind me as far as I can, bringing my top leg up toward my chest. I'm going to squeeze my butt and do the tiniest amount of a posterior pelvic tilt. With this, I can loosen up my hip flexors as well as my quads. And that's going to take a lot of pressure off of my back, my knee, and my hip. Just going to go ahead and get into a side plank here, resting on my knees and my elbow. I'm going to lift my hips so I can form a straight line between my head and my knees, pushing my hip forward. And now we can go ahead and get into a regular plank. Just remember to squeeze your butt muscles to push your hips down and contract your core to keep your hips up. This is similar to a prone press up. This time I'm just rotating or bringing my entire upper back over to the right and to the left before I push up. I'm also squeezing my butt muscles to keep my hip glued to the floor. So notice it's really just that one side that's coming up more than the other. So now that I'm on the left, you'll see that my left shoulder rises a little more than my right, just so I can get a little more rotation from the spine. This would be great for anyone with history of disc herniation. Scorpions are great to prime your posterior hip muscles to activate in the way that you need them to. So first I'm bending my knee to get the hamstring, and then I can isolate that hip extension by getting that thigh off of the ground. By doing that little bit of rotation, I'm able to loosen up my lumbar and thoracic spine from the bottom up. So we completed the exercises for the right side, and now we're going to do the left. Again, bringing that knee up toward my chest, using my arms to keep that thigh in place. And I'm loosening up every nerve, connecting my spinal cord down toward my toes. Really important that the other leg lie somewhat straight and not bent. We are with the single leg bridges again. Now this exercise is very important for just creating a strong foundation for the lower back and hip muscles. You are strengthening your extensors, your abductors, and external rotators. All are necessary for getting up from the floor, from out of a chair, or going upstairs. Back into the open books here, and you can see here that I'm really rotating my spine to where my breastbone is facing up toward the ceiling. Now we're just doing this a few times in this video, but you may perform these exercises and stretches as many times as you like. This lazy stretch is great for loosening up the TFL as well, which could reduce any IT band friction syndrome or PFPS of the knee. Both conditions are related to tightness in the front of your hip, knee, or thigh. The further you're able to lift that knee up toward the ceiling, the greater the stretch. Be sure that when you're doing the side plank that you are forming a straight line between the middle of your knees and up towards your head. Planks and other core exercises really only need to be held for about 10 seconds at a time. Now you may do them multiple times, but there is no need for you to hold the position more than 10 seconds. Disc herniations arise from the spine being in a flexed and rotated position. Here we're going into extension and side bending with a little bit of rotation. With this position, you will help to get the disc herniation back into place. Really try to keep the front of your trunk down when doing this exercise. The focus is really to get the hip to go into extension and external rotation and get it a little bit of lumbar extension. This is similar to the prone press up with side glide, except you're doing the same motion from the bottom up. Alright, we're going to wrap it up with the modified curl up here. You're going to keep one knee bent and the other extended. You're going to lift your head, your elbows, and that leg that is extended for just 10 seconds. You want to be sure that your core is being used to flatten the hands on your lower back. Your lower back should be pressing into your hands to pancake them. Again, it is important that you only hold for just 10 seconds. And that concludes the video.
Wow. Thank you for joining us with the daily increments. This is something I recommend you do every morning if you can. Your body is going to be so refreshed, feeling so great before, again, you even get out of bed. I appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.